goal seek. No, not goal seek here really. This still will be a data table, but this time round, we have a one variable. This time round, we have a one variable. And if it's a one variable, please listen to me. What is the variable in this case here that will change? The variable here is price. The variable here is price. So if the one variable is quite a tricky one, if it's one variable, what you do, you write the name of the variable, and then by the side here, you pick the formula. You'll come and say equals, you pick the total revenue by the side. You pick the total revenue by the side like that. And then now you'll come and do a list of possible prices. So your boss should be able to tell you, your boss will tell you, I'm thinking the price should be 6, should be 7, should be 8. I'm just doing it manually, should be 9. Can it be 10? Can it be blah, 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 blah? Ah, great. So once I do that, now I'll come here on the top, and then I'll be able to highlight this like that. I go down, and then I fix a data table, one way, data table. So come here to the data, what do we have? We have what if, we have data table. Now, in this case, remember, we don't have a row variable. What we have is a price, which happens to be a column variable. Price, which happens to be a column variable. So I'll come and put my cursor here. Once I put my cursor on the column variable, I'll come, I know that the variable is price. Don't pick any price from the new column here. Pick the old price. You pick the old price, and then you say, okay, you say, okay, you say, okay. So you'll be able to get these particular things, and you'll tell this guy proudly that if the price, of course, is originally at 10, if the price is originally at 10, we shall get 800 revenue. If it is 6, you shall get 480. If it is 7, you shall get this. If it is 10, you're confirming to him. If it's 10, you'll get 8. The guy will wake up wherever he is and he'll clap for you. He will clap for, because you are more than just an accountant. So is there somebody who has been able to do this? The best thing, please type with me. Type with me. Try doing this. Try doing this. You're going to learn very great things today. You're going to learn very great things today. You're going to learn very great things today. Great. Great. So if you're comfortable, like command there, say nice, or say we are through, put your thumbs up, we move on. We move on. I go to the 2 variable. I think I started at a high level. That is why some of you are not able to understand. Well understood. Well understood. Well understood. And please, I can see so many of you putting your cameras on. It's raining. Whenever it's raining, internet is not very nice. You must try to switch off your cameras. Understood. 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 Is there anybody who makes use of this thing in their workplaces? Is there anybody who makes use of this thing in their workplaces? I use it every day. 800 all through. I do it manually. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. A few. Now, there is somebody who told me, Mwalimu, you know what? We can't be using this at the workplace because we are a junior accountants. We are a junior accountants. No. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, please allow me, because I've not recorded the other one, allow me to repeat this very fast. I would want to repeat this very, very fast. And this is what I'm doing. Please listen, especially for the students who are going to do their data analytics exams on the 14th. I'm not a magician, but I know this is a sensitive area. Try to understand it very well. If this examiner comes and tells me, look here, the student who is saying that they got 800 all through, I'm so sure here you must have written this 800 without using a formula. You know, it's a formula thing. You must start by saying equals here. You pick this 10, and then you say times this quantity here, which is 80. And then so that it comes here as a formula. If I put my cursor there and then I say F2, I'll see a formula. It must come there as a formula. So once I do that, ladies and gentlemen, then I need to come here. So now this time around, my boss is telling me, hey, my price is going to be constant. I'm assured of the price because this is something that is in my control, right? So it is only quantity which I'm not so sure of. So I'll tell him if it's quantity that is going to vary, no problem. I'll come and write quantity. All right. And then I'll come and write the formula. So I say equals, I pick this revenue. I say enter, it's already inside there. Quantity from 80 may tell you, I'm quite afraid it may begin from 70. I'm not so sure it may begin from 70. So what I'll do, I'll come and say control, enter there. And then let me try to teach you these shortcuts of doing these things. When I'm here, this autofill plus, the autofill, the one that is a black plus. When I put it at the periphery at the corner here, I'll hold on my right click. I'll right click and press onto it permanently. And then I'll be able to move one step down, one step back. I release the right click. And then I'll be able to see the series here. Once I see this series, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to tell them that mine is a column series. Then the step value is 1. Then the stop value will tell me, hey, I don't know if it happens to be very good. Optimistically, I'll sell like 90 units. No problem, sir. I'll come and put the 90 there. I put the 90 there. And then I should be able to say, okay. Now this thing automatically has gone down to 90. You can see here. And then I'll come and copy the entire table, Control Shift right, Control Shift down. And then I go to the data table. So the data table is here. I will come here. Data table is under what if my price changes? What if my quantity changes? etc. My data table is here. I know it's quantity, which is a column input variable. So I'll be able to click here. And once I click here, ladies and gentlemen, I will be able to go to my original quantity, which is 80. And then I'll be able to say, okay, it populates everything. So it tells me if I sell 70, 700. And how you check this, the original quantity gives you this 800 revenue. Then you'll be able to see where you have quantity of 80. It's agreeing, the 800. You know there you are safe. So can I go to another concept, ladies and gentlemen, because mine is to ensure that you guys become fine accountants. Can I go to the next concept of the day before I do this final paper question? Can I go to the next concept? Can I go to the next concept? Can I go to the next concept where they're not talking to me? They're not talking to me. They're not talking to me. They're not talking. I would want you guys to become fine accountants. I would want you guys to become fine accountants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen and listen to me very well. If, for example, you have here cost of capital, you have cost of capital is 10%, cost of capital is 10%, you are given cash flow per annum, you are told this project is quite a nice one, it's giving you like say $100 every year, all right, cash flow, all right. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, they have given you number of years, they give you like say 10 years. And then we have initial cost. The initial cost is perhaps 400. Initial cost is 400. So they want you to come and give them net present value. They want you to come and give them net present value. And then you do a table analysis with 2 variables, cost of capital and number of years. So two things. You give them a net present value. And then number 2, ladies and gentlemen, you give them a data table with cost of capital and years as your 2 variables. Tunaweza ama hatuwezani. This is how you show your employer that you are really worth being paid $1 million shillings per month. Tunaweza ama hatuwezi. Mukisema tunaweza, we go to something different. Everastus says he can. Everastus says he can. Those we can are very few. It's only one person. I can, Clarice. Now, which function am I going to use? Remember, this is an annuity. Which function am I going to use here in Excel? Which function am I going to use here in Excel? Manually. Nothing like manually. Now here, we want to show PV. Thank you very much, Everastus. PV. Thank you very much, Everastus. We are using PV, not net present value. Not net present value is for the irregular cash flows. PV is for the annuity. So please come here. Come here. Thank you so much. So what I'll do, I'll come here very first. Let me try even to make this thing a bit bigger. It looks now better. Great, great, great. I can even come here as well. Double click here to have everything fitting in the cell. Excel is beautiful. Now, so come here, ladies and gentlemen, you'll come and say equals its PV functionality. And you can see it returns the present value of an investment, the total amount that has a series of future payments. So then I'll be able to say tab there. The rate is the cost of capital. I do like that. I say comma. You can see they want me to give them number of periods. Number of periods, these are number of years. I say comma there. Then they want payment. And because I'm the one receiving, you know, payment here, they'll take these as payment. And because I'm the one receiving, what I'll do, I'll just put a negative before this payment. Otherwise, I'll get a negative NPV, right? So in this case, I'll come, before I pick the payment, I'll put negative there. And then I'll be able to pick it like that. They are calling it a payment, but as we know, it's a cash inflow. It's a cash inflow. All right. What do you know about these brackets that are squarish? Whenever you see these brackets here, which are squarish, what do you know about them? If you are the Chief Justice, Martha Koome, what would have you called them? If you are the Chief Justice today, Martha Koome, this rectangular square brackets, what would have you called them if you were Martha Koome? Optional, hot air. It's hot air balloons. You don't have to put a zero. You just come and, you know, it's their hot air. You can just close your bracket like that. And then if you wish, you can come and say minus. You have to be careful. You see, I'm used to a situation where I give you initial cost as a negative. This time around, this guy never gave you the initial cost as negative. He's leaving it like positive. So just come and say minus the initial outlay. And then, of course, Excel wants you to be very happy after you do something nice like that. In this case, you'll come and say enter. So when you say enter, you're getting a 214.46 net present value. So of course, your data analytics exams are multiple choice. So part A of the question, they'll ask you to put the net present value, or rather, what is the net present value? Either they ask you to copy the figure there in your exam environment or multiple choice, right? Right. Or they ask you, is the project viable? Yes or no? Like that. Of course, I know my students would have easily gotten this, but there is one thing that I'm 100% sure of, that my students will not be able to run a data table with two variables, cost of capital, and then we have a number of years. If you are able to do that, could you kindly share your screen and show us that you are smart? Share your screen, and then you show us that you are a smart accountant, that your employer needs to recognize you. Any person who is good in Excel, the employer should recognize them. And anybody who does not know Excel very well, as an accountant, your employer should pay you not more than 100,000 shillings. I mean, Excel brings in a lot of value to whatever we do at our workplaces. I'm waiting to see anybody who will be able to share their screen and do a data table with the two variables, cost of capital on the x-axis, number of years on the y-axis. Who is this who is first of all trying by themselves to see where they'll be able to do? And no. Share your screen without fearing anybody. What will happen even if you don't get it right? Just share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen, somebody. So as I wait for these students here to share their screen, remember the data analytics exam. The next one will be coming in February 2023. The next exam offered by CASNEB will be coming in February 2023, and we are recruiting students for this particular session. And the exams, or rather classes in this case here for February exam will start on Monday 12th. The next one will be in April. Why should you wait for April? You need to be doing this Excel. Do this Excel. Evrastas Achachi, thank you so much. I'm waiting to see you doing the thing. Go to Excel. Already he has done it. Already connected to work using phone. Okay, we shall overcome. I wish I could share. Okay. No. I thought you're not doing that. I thought you're doing NPV, Buana. We are doing NPV. The question that we've been doing. The question that we've been doing. You must have copied it down. You must be having it down. Just share the one that you had copied down. The one where we had the cost of capital. Do you have it? Annuity, yes. The annuity one, yes. Then you can copy down very fast. Years, put whatever number of years. Okay. Hey, that's a lot. That's a lot. 500,000. Kata kidogo ni tuenda haraka. Years. Sema years hata 5. Ama hata 3 years. Cost of capital is 10%. Initial outlay is 1,000. Initial outlay is 1,000. Initial cost 1,000. Very well. So go down there and give me net present value. Net present value, which will be equal to the present value function. Pick the rate. The rate is the cost of capital, 10%, comma. NPER stands for a number of periods, which are a number of years, comma, payment. Remember, it's not supposed to be payment for us, is an inflow. So you say comma minus. Put a minus after, yes. And then, of course, you know the other things are hot airs. Simply close brackets there. Great. Enter, or rather minus the initial outlay, minus the initial outlay, minus the initial outlay. And then you say enter. Thank you so much. So could you go to the data table now? Please go to the data table. Go to the data table. No, just go to the, because of time. Those currencies are nothing to me, really. Go to the data table. No. Everastas hujashika bado. Wacha nifanye. Asante Everastas, asante. Nimejua unapotea wapi. Hujashika question yangu vizuri. Let me do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, now here we are. We happen to be having our NPV, right? Now we have our NPV. So this NPV, I can do sensitivity analysis of this. What I need to do first of all is to come and copy this figure. I can copy it here. I can come here, pick this figure here. So below this, I will want to come and put one variable. It could be the cost of capital. So I'll come and put 10%. I can start with 10 or whichever. 8%, Control Enter. I come here, my angry rabbit, the black plus is very angry, right? I'll come here and do a right click, one step down, one step back. I release the right click. I can see the series here. Once I see the series there, I'll be able to click there. I get a pop-up window. Mine are in columns. Step value, you have to be careful. This is supposed to be 1%. And then stop value, I can have this going all the way up to 15%, like that. And then I say apply. Okay. So it gives me that. And then I come to this other angle. Remember, this has to be the cornerstone. That is the difference. This has to be the cornerstone of the two variables. So when I come here, they want number of years. So number of years, I could even decide to begin from 3 years. So I can say 3 years there. I say Control Enter. So I bring the angry rabbit here, the autofill. I right click. I say one step down, one step back. I right click, or I release the right click. I see the series. So the series here, they are in raw form. I would want this to go even to 10 years, like that. And then I'll be able to say, okay. And if you try looking here, ladies and gentlemen, this has gone all the way to 10. Then what I need to do is to come and highlight the whole, Control Shift, right arrow, Control Shift, down arrow. And then I need to come here and say data, what if analysis, data table. So in this case, you have to be very careful. Raw input, we have number of years here. We must always go back to the original table. We must always go back to the original table. That is where you read the number of years. So raw input, we have years here. So 10 here, years, you pick like that. Come to the column, we have this percentage cost of capital. So you go to the original cost of capital, pick like that. And then you say, okay. You have in this case here, your net worth here. You have in this case here, your net present values, assuming that the years change like this and the cost of capitals change like this. So now you can really tell your either examiner or employer, look at what I've done, right? Right. So is there somebody now who has been able to do this? Two variable. Is there somebody who has been able to do this two variables? You must label your axis. These are number of years. This is cost of capital. Two variable. I'm stuck. Okay. I'm waiting to get how many are stuck here for me to help them. Sorry. I thought both. It's a class. I'll do it again. But before I do it again, I would want to know how many people have problems. I did it. I'm able to do it. Repeat. I will repeat. Onyango. Do it again. I will do it again. I'll do it again. Osman, I like that. I'm trying. By the way, have you bought laptops? I'll repeat, yes. A negative there. Okay, great. You close bracket, minus the initial outlay. Great. Is reducing number of decimal places. Great. Now from there, go to the two table variable, two data table variable. You pick that value first. Pick it. Ukienda hapo kando utanyoroshwa. Make sure that number is the corner. I did it. Yes. Chini yake na kando yake. Chini yake weka cost of capital. Chini yake weka cost of capital. Anza na uanzange na ile mahali yuko. Uanzange na mahali yuko kwa sensitivity analysis. Unaanza na chini kidogo. Unasema mambo ikiwa mbaya kidogo. Unaanza na 6% ama 8%. Ndio 10% ikuwe one among them. Okay, great. One step down, you go up, series, column, 1%. Stop value, work a number which is more than 10% now. Okay, after 15 years. Thank you. Okay. I right by the side up, work years. Uko na 3, anza na 1. Anza na 1 to 5. 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 Down, up, release. Great. Rows. Stop value weka 5. Okay. Copy the entire table. Copy the entire table from the cornerstone. Data table. The row input, on the rows we have the years, so you go back to the years original. Column input 10%, you put there. Everything is at home. Thank you so much. Everything is at home. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great, interesting things. Now, ladies and gentlemen, good students are asking me there whether this is in data analytics or advanced Excel. Remember, data analytics is the umbrella of all of them. Data analytics is the umbrella. So advanced Excel is in data analytics, analytics. Thank you very much. You can see Everastus, you have helped Anthony. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us now to do one question. I would want us to do one question from our pilot paper. So as I get this question from our pilot paper, I would want to know whether you guys will be doing this data analytics with me. Will you guys be doing data analytics? Because I know we have got so many people here that I would want to recruit to the class starting on Monday, the 12th. As I push these other guys here to the exam, I need to be having something that I will be doing. At least Faith, great. Now, so ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Quite an interesting paper. So we are told here, of course, this is pilot paper, data analytics, business data analytics, practical paper, pilot paper. So I would want us to do this question here. We are told here, question number 23. You are a financial management consultant in an investment firm. A potential client requests you to analyze an investment with the following features. The cost of the investment is 10 million. The investment pays out a sum of shillings X at the end of the first year. This payout grows at the rate of 10% per year for 11 years. If your discount rate is 15%, calculate the minimum value of X that should attract the investor to make the investment. The respective NPVs of the investment, if the discount rates were to range between 10% and 15%. I love this examiner. This examiner is a very serious examiner. When I used to be young and the setting for CASNEB, I also used to be very serious. I used to set serious questions, but nowadays I'm an old guard. The investment pays out a sum of X at the end of the first year. This payout grows at the rate of 10% per annum for 11 years. No worries. So I'll be able to do this. You know, Excel cannot really handle X. You can't work with X here in Excel. I love this. This is so nice. So then we have year one. Right, enter, control enter. Right click. I'm holding on the right click. Down one step, up, backward. You release. They are not, there must be something. Screen, okay. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. Please confirm that you're able to see my screen. Please confirm that you're able to see my screen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we have here 1, control enter. So then here I will be able to use my right click strategy. I scroll down, I get back like that. I release for me to get the series window, pop-up window like that. Right. So in this question, ladies and gentlemen, it's a column. I would want to have a column series. I would want 1, 1, 1. Stop value should be 12. Should be 12. Should it be 12 or 11? Somebody, should it be 12 or 11 according to what you understand here? Should we go to 12 or should we just stick at 11 from what the question is telling us? 12 or 11? Duesa is the only one saying 12. The other guys, unajua wamekuambia kwamba we shall have some amount deposited at the end of year 1. Then now this amount deposited at the end of year 1 will start growing at 10% per annum for another 11 years. I don't know whether I'm the one who's trying to cook my own things. I don't know whether I'm the one who's trying to cook my own things. I don't know whether I'm the one who's trying to, I told you this is a serious examiner. So then what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, I will let this amount that I will receive to be 1,000. I'm just guessing any figure. I'm guessing any figure. And what have they told me? That this amount now from year 2 will start growing at 1.1. The growth rate will be 1.1. Can somebody tell me, how have I gotten 1.1? Hey, you, my good students. How have I gotten 1.1? Hey, you, my good students. Because they have told me that every year we shall be having this initial amount growing by 10%. So it's 1 plus R. It is 1 plus R. It is 1 plus R. It is 1 plus R. Thank you very much. 110. Thank you very much. So then what I would want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to come here and say equals. I pick this 1,000. I say times 1,000 times this 1.1. But you see, this 1.1 is going to be constant throughout. So if this 1.1 is going to be constant throughout in Excel, what should we do in Excel when we realize that a number is going to be used throughout? What should we do in Excel? Thank you so much. We lock it with F4. We lock it with F4 like that. And then we say Control Enter. Once I say Control Enter, then I should be able to come and put my angry rabbit, the black plus the angry rabbit. I double click. It should be able to give me all the numbers up to 12. And we can try really this. You can come to any cell here. And for example, just for trial purposes, you take figure in year 12, you divide this by figure in year 11 to see whether you'll get that 1.1. Hooray, it is 1.1. It's 1.1. Now, if you look at my question very well, ladies and gentlemen, the question paper that I have here, these guys are joking with me because I'll be able to get all the marks now here. Yes. So in this case here, they are telling me the cost of the investment is 10 million. I don't care about that. The investment pays out a sum of X at the end of a first year. This payout grows at the rate of 10% per year for 11 years. Now, if the discount is 15%, calculate the minimum value of X that should attract the investor to make the investment. I love this. So, ladies and gentlemen, the cost of capital, which is the discount rate, is 10%. The discount rate is 10%. The discount rate is 10% here. So discount rate is what we call COC. Discount rate is what we call COC, and they have given me a figure of 15%. They have given me a figure of 15%. So the question is, how do we get our net present value now? Before I explain to Mother there. These are irregular cash flows. So net present value, I'll come and say equals, I'll not use PV here. I'll not use PV here. This one is NPV. This is NPV. NPV. So I say tab. So the rate is 15%. The rate, they have given me the rate here. The rate is 15%. I'll say comma. Next is the value. So we have the values. We'll come and highlight all this, Control Shift down. All right. And then I should be able to come and say minus, or the close bracket. Then I say minus. Is there somebody who is able to remember our initial investment? Is there somebody who is able to remember our initial investment? Is there somebody who is able to remember our initial investment? Is there somebody who is able to remember our initial investment? Quite a lot of money. Quite a lot of money. 10 million, isn't it? Thank you very much. So I'll come and say here minus 10 million. Of course, I know I'll get a very ugly figure. I love ugly figures as well. So 10 million, like that. And I say enter. We found a typo in your formula and tried to correct it. Do you want correction? Of course, yes. Who doesn't want to be corrected? So I'll say yes. Okay. So you're getting this. Of course, it's coming in form of percentage. I'm not scared. I know I should go to home here, and then I should be able to, ladies and gentlemen, here, general. It's just a number that I want. Now, listen, ladies and gentlemen, and listen to me. This is now the catchword. This is now the catchword. This is now the catchword. Listen here. Listen here. So if your discount rate is 15%, calculate the minimum value of X that should attract the investor to make the investment. Remember, no investor would want to make losses. There is no investor who would want to make losses in this world. There's nobody who is charitable, even the Catholic priests and the sisters, nuns. There is nobody who is that charitable, ladies and gentlemen, who would want really to get into a loss-making. They don't want losses. At the bare minimum, I can only go to a venture which is able to break even. So basically, they wanted you to get NPV break even. At break-even point for finance people, at the break-even point, NPV is equal to 0. So what this examiner was asking you was a very simple thing. They want you, ladies and gentlemen, to do something very nice here. They want you, ladies and gentlemen, to do something very nice here. They want you to do something very nice here. What these guys want you to do is to set this to 0. And then you'll be able to get what, our X was 1,000, where we began from. So they basically want you to look for this amount that will be able to give you this 1,000, this 1,000. So which functionality do you think am I going to use to be able to get a solution to this IC situation? Which functionality do you think am I going to use? Which functionality do you think am I going to use? Which functionality do you think am I going to use? It's goal seek. It's goal seek. So then what I'll do, I'll simply come anywhere here, anywhere here. And I go to my data majestically. Here now I'm working with a lot of confidence. I go to my data. When I'm at my data, I'll go to what if analysis. Now this one is goal seek because I'm seeking for the cell to be set is this NPV cell. So I'll come and click on this NPV cell like that. I would want to set this to break even. I would want to set this to 0. They're asking us by changing which cell, but I'll come and click here by changing which cell, changing the 1,000 cell, the X cell. I'm lucky. Okay, I can see my internet has become stable. Are you able to hear Mwalimu up to now? Are you able to hear Mwalimu really? Are you able to hear Mwalimu? Are you able to hear Mwalimu? My internet, I can see it's a bit shaky. Are you able to hear Mwalimu? Yes, thank you very much. So then I should be able to come and say, okay. So when I say, okay, this thing is doing this, it has already done everything for me. Wow, magic. I love this. I mean, it's so nice. So then my value of X, ladies and gentlemen, here, my value of X, ladies and gentlemen, here, this is my value of X. If I say, okay, here, this is my value of X. If I say, okay, here, this is my value of X. So the value of X should be 1,209,466 shillings. You've answered the question. So in an exam, would you guys have gotten this really? In an exam, would have you gotten this really? Yes or no? In an exam, ungepata kitu ama ungepotelea mbali kule? I'll redo it. Wanasema no, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Now, before I do this question you want me to do, there is something very important that I would want to show you here. Something very important. Something very important that I would want you guys to learn here. Something very important before I go back and pick those of you that have lost somewhere at Karura Forest. Great questions. Great questions. Now from there, they want me to give them, as I repeat, the respective net present values of the investment if the discount rates were to range between 10 and 15. This examiner is a good examiner. This is a one variable data table. One variable data table, what I'll do, they've told me that the cost of capital is the one that will fluctuate. They've told me that the cost of capital is the one to fluctuate. So I'll come here and write the one to fluctuate is cost of capital. Cost of capital. The one to fluctuate is cost of capital. The one to fluctuate is cost of capital. And then I'll be able to say enter there. So the cost of capital, and then of course I have this formula, the NPV thing. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up there. Sorry. I'll bring it here, equals, I bring it up like that. Great. And then what I'll do, they have told me from 10 to 15%. So we have here 10%, 10%, right? Control enter. Then I'll be able to use my abracadabra, right click down, one up. You can also type 10, 11 all the way. It's a series and I'm interested in column series, and my step value will be 1%. My step value will be 1%. The stop value here, they want me to give them 15%, 15%, and then I'll be able to say, okay. And then what I'll need to do is to come and copy this. You copy plus this formula figure. You go to your data table. You go to your data table. This data table, this is what you say, row input. I don't have any row. I have column input. Column input is my original COC, which was 15%. And then I say, okay, like that. Great. The various NPVs, the various NPVs, the various NPVs at this particular cost of what here, at this particular cost of capital, the various NPVs. And you can see the original one was 0 dash. The very 15%, the original one, 0. I can even mark for myself. I have 3 marks there. I have 3 marks there. I have 3 marks there. So I would want to repeat, before I repeat, I would a dancing emoji. I would want in this case, ladies and gentlemen, to know whether there is anybody who has been able to reach up to where I reached. Is there anybody, even if it's just one student, who has been able to reach up to where Mwalimu has reached? Elizabeth, no. So as I repeat, I'm so sure today I've invited so many guests here. And some of the guests that I've invited could be students who cleared the CPA long time ago. Long time ago. If you cleared the CPA long time ago, you will be very much disadvantaged if you have people are coming after you immediately doing this data analytics paper and you know nothing about it. So if you did your CPA long time ago, I would want to welcome you to come and study with me from Monday 12th, right? So that by 15th, or rather February, you should be able to do a CASNEB exam as well. CASNEB has opened that door for you. CASNEB has opened that door for you. It's very important because trust you me, like now the students that I've been having for the last 4 months here, these guys are able to do quite many things. If you go to an interview with them, Anthony, I know you could be good, but if you go with these students here to some interview as a CFO, you can't match them. You can't match them. This data analytics paper of CASNEB is a game changer. Every accountant has to do this paper, right? Has to do this paper, right? And then, of course, we have some students in this case here who are still at part 1, part 2. I would want you to start doing this paper as early as possible. Don't have these December days just running up as you eat mandazi left, right, and center like that without you getting any skill. You need these skills, right? And then the most important thing is that create time and do this paper when some of us still have time to do it with you. ensure that 2023 years, ensure that you clear this paper when we have time to do these things directly with you. Very soon, this Mwalimu will become a CEO. You will not be able to reach him. I'm not saying that I'm the very best, but you see, I have a good background. Why I'm able to know this, I work for a software company. I work for a software company, and this is what we do like every day. And we do quite a lot, like Python. We do quite a lot. Talk about this. After you guys clear this data analytics, you're fast. After passing, we shall be able to organize something for you. I can see again my net is unstable because of the rains, but are you guys able to hear Mwalimu? Are you guys able to hear Mwalimu? Are you guys able to hear Mwalimu? Okay. So the most important thing is that we shall not be enjoying this Christmas, or rather we shall be enjoying. We shall be enjoying Christmas. Left, right, we are studying data analytics. We are studying data analytics, yes. So we use NPV when we have irregular cash flows which are changing. We use PV when we have annuities, when we have got annuities. So please ensure that you are studying this paper with us from Monday. Otherwise, there is this question which students want me to repeat, which I'll repeat very fast. So please listen now. So of course here, these students are required to get what here, this goal seek, the goal seek, the goal seek. So I don't know whether they want me to start from the very scratch. I don't know whether they want me to start from the very scratch. No, I think I have a solution for these students. I have a solution for these students. Instead of starting from the very scratch, which is 1,000, I happen to be having another class with you guys in the evening today at 8 p.m. Where can't I give you this video? You watch this video between now and 8 p.m. When I come at 8 p.m. exactly, I redo the question after you guys have watched the video. Will that be a fair deal? Will that be a fair deal? Will that be a fair deal? Great, great, great. So, and I believe now the students from Summit, you guys are now able to get, you are able to get the videos. Are you able to get the videos now, students from Summit? Yes. So very, very important. Very, very good. Very good. And please practice with them. Practice with them. Just practice, 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 practice. There is one person who really called me crying. Don't cry. All of us, you guys are going to do this paper, right? As the pioneer. Nobody will fail. I have, how many students do I have currently? At RCM, I have about 90 students, RCM. Summit has now given me 10. Strathmore also gave me some number, right? So I can assure you, and remember that all the students who have booked this paper, how many students, are you aware of how many students who have booked this paper this time around, who are going to sit for this paper on 14th? Do you know how many they are? Do you know how many they are? Those guys who have attended the CASNEB. When you meet over there, 170, yeah, they are around there. Less than 200, less than 200, less than 200, 199, less than 200, yeah. So, and I'm handling about 50% of those students, and I can assure you, you'll be okay. Especially if you are attending these last-minute classes, you'll be okay. Otherwise, I need to jump onto something different. I look forward to meeting you at 4, not 4, but Mungu akubariki. Thank you very much, Basi. And then the most important thing is that scenario manager. I'll do it in part 3. I'll do it in part 3 of this question. Part 3 of this question wants me to work with scenario manager. I prepared for it, but you can see you have run out of time. Now, the other thing which is very important is that as I teach these students here for exams, I'm ensuring that they will also be very good in the workplace. That is the most important thing. Like there is this lady, what is her name? Who called me and told me, this lady, my mentee, this lady, how do I call? That mwalimu, I'm able to use now what you're teaching us at my workplace, and my employer is happy with me. My employer is happy with me. And that is it. Whenever you get these skills, ensure that you are able to use them at your workplace. At your workplace. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those students who would want to register with us, this is our number, 0719 525,000 is our number for the school. And for those of you who would want to reach out to me, my number is 07 21620 183. 0721 620 183 is my number. For the students who would want to register for the next year's exams, the students who want to register for next year's exams, I would want you really to get in touch. How about the old students? Even the old students, you're welcome to call me. You're welcome to call me. Remember, we have a relationship, isn't it? You guys are my children in the industry. You are my children in the industry. Mimi kitu ambacho sijaielewa mpaka wa leo ni wanafunzi wanakaa wakisema ati CPA ni mbaya. There are things, if you happen to know, you can never go wrong. Data analytics is the next big thing. You combine data analytics with your CPA, you are done. You are done. Data analytics, Python, those languages, you can never go wrong. Excel, you can never go wrong. Utalipwa mpaka unashangaa. Much better than a degree, yes. You can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. Masila now class imeisha. It's a powerful tool. This is a very powerful tool, yes. This is a very powerful tool. Very powerful tool, yes. Very powerful tool. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong. Some of us were able to work with international firms simply because of what your data analytics. You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. Actually, like in my place, we normally advertise, and we are not able to get even people, because when they come there for interview, they are not able to do. I work for a company called Arrow. This guy who is direct messaging me. I work for a company called Arrow, AARO. It's a competitor of SAP, right? It's a Swedish company which has got presence in 140 countries. And basically, we major in group consolidation. And the one funny thing, we are able to consolidate like financial performance of Sony International. Sony International has over 500 subsidiaries. We are able to consolidate all that in, say, like 5 minutes using our system. So it calculates effects automatically, etc. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you pay by 12th, remember the cost is 8,000, but now we have an early bird. Still, the early bird is going on at 7,000. Thank you very much. Classes are online. We don't believe at RCM Online College, we don't believe in physical classes. We don't do physical classes at all. We don't do physical classes at all. We don't do physical classes at all. The amount can be paid in 2 installments. Could you kindly give them like Kabuba, give them like our pay bill? Give them our pay bill. Certificate, we issue certificates, yes. We issue certificates. Martha, the classes run from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah, M-Pesa pay bill is there. The account number is your name. Thank you. I hope they've been able to write it down. 8 p.m. is good, yeah. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Alafu, even the students who will be able to pass in this paper, after you pass your paper, I would want you to be repeating this course severally. So I'll give you a very heavy discount, and then you'll be joining us. Deposit is 4,000. Deposit is 4,000. You know, right now you are studying it for purpose of what year? Your exams. But now for purpose of really practice, there are very many I'm not able to see. Deposit is 4,000. paying now. Thank you, Anthony. Great. Great. Time, I can't see Faith's question. CPK, a must, I don't understand that question. CPK, a must. No, you don't have to have a CPK. By the way, data analytics course has got even no relationship with CPA. Even a statistician, even an engineer, people are doing this thing crazily, right? Right. Actually, if you're doing CPA, you should start doing it much earlier before even you come to part 3. Thank you so much. Let me jump on to something different. Sini wazee tuko na mambo mengi. Ukiwa mzee mambo ni mengi sana. Ukiwa mzee mambo ni mengi sana. Ukiwa mzee mambo ni mengi. Thank you. And in case you have any further questions, you can call me. Okay, bye.